everybody, Luke Sheckman here with Team Exos, bringing you to day one of your third week of our Kickstarter program. I hope everybody is having a good time with this, is finding it useful, and is utilizing the material that we are presenting. So, what I first want to do, we're going to bring ourselves down to the floor. We're going to bring in a different element, this being the third week. If you've been doing this in the past, you've noticed that first 2 weeks were primarily focused on eccentric contractions, and today we're going to start 2 weeks with an isometric element added into it. And, when I do the exercises, you'll see exactly what that means, but if you need an example of an isometric exercise, a pillar bridge, or pretty much any exercise that you end up holding in a static position, okay? So first things first, hopefully you have something to use as resistance, really especially with our pillar prep in the beginning. It can be absolutely anything, bottle of water, I don't know, you name it. But I'm lucky, I've got my kettlebell handy here, my nice light kettlebell, handy here to show you guys what we're going to begin with, okay? I want everybody to start off on the ground. We're looking for those 90-degree positions, just like this, legs, upper body, and we're actually going to go right into our arm bar with rotation. So whatever you have, you are going to hold it, just like this, okay? And whenever we're holding something like this, let's do our best not to hold it above our face. We don't want to drop a bottle or something like that. But you want to stack the joints. You want the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder. That's going to be where you're strongest, okay? So all I want you to do here is you're going to keep your elbow nice and close to your body. It is going to drop down, slide right along the rib cage. You want to try and get that top shoulder down to the floor. Depends a lot on flexibility, so do your best. And we're right here, feeling that stretch, feeling the mobility in my shoulder, also feeling a little bit of that thoracic rotation. And as we press up, we stay in line, but at the very top, I want us to rotate, to bring in that pillar element into this exercise, okay? So let's go 5 on each. Elbow stays nice and close, slides along the rib cage, tight to the body, all the way up, full extension, and then we bring ourselves up to that minor little piece of rotation that really makes a lot of the difference here. So, you want to do 5 of those on each side. Nice and slow, nice and careful, and hopefully you enjoy it. Next thing I want you to do, and this is a great example of isometrics, okay? Bring yourself down to the ground just like this, and belly button in, hands on the hips. We're going to go into our one-legged pillar glute bridge. Leg is out just like that, acting as resistance, bringing ourselves up nice and even, holding for 2 to 3 seconds at the top, and then bringing yourself right back down, touching the glutes to the floor, and then extending those hips through the ceiling. Very nice. Once again, we're going to go for 5 on each side, okay? We're not off the ground yet, all right? Next thing we're going into is our Dns Star Pattern. We're going to wake up our pelvis even more, get those hips moving, okay? We are, this time, posted up on our shoulder, still looking for that 90-degree position. Not quite as fundamental building blocks with this one, but believe me, there are a bunch here. What I want you to do in the beginning, you're going to bring this hip off the ground. You're going to reach with that top hand, and you're going to push those hips all the way back to the back of the room, creating a nice long stretch. And then, as you raise up off the ground even more, you're going to bring your arm right into your rib cage. You're going to extend your pelvis, and you're going to abduct your arm abduct your leg, even higher. Dropping it down, reaching, pushing with the back, and then squeezing up at the top. When you do this one correctly, you're really going to feel this portion of your body activate, okay? One thing to remind you about, we are low, and then as we pull in, we do raise up off the ground. I notice a lot of people when they do this, they don't raise up into that lateral pillar bridge movement. Okay? 4 of these on each side. Next, we are going to pull out a little bit of what we've been doing for the past 2 weeks. Okay? We're going to go up into our high plank position, and when we do this, you can be on your knees as well. This is for everybody. When we do this, we want to make sure the joints are stacked, shoulder, elbow, wrist, belly button is in, and what I want you to do, we're going to go for 5 seconds on the way down. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. And then you can be on your knees, it doesn't matter, but what I want you to do after that, you are going to push up and push those hips all the way back to a downward facing dog position. Feel free to pedal out those ankles a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of time to feel the stretch. And then I want you to slide back to that high plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up and bang, right back to your downward facing dog. That is a great warm-up exercise and just really a great combo, a great exercise in general. Give me 4 of those, and don't forget to count on the way down, because that's the eccentric element that we've been focusing on for the past couple weeks. Okay, next then, we are finally up on our feet, okay? All I want you to do, you're gonna spread your feet, shoulder width, toes facing forward, maybe a little bit plied, but we are going to drop down through our hips, trying to keep our back nice and straight, dropping down to this position as low as you can go without completely hunching. Hold, feel the stretch, then we push up just like this. Try to keep your shoulders back, try to keep your back flat. Feel that hamstring stretch, and then slowly bring yourself up, okay? Keeping the feet exactly where they are. Dropping down nice and low. Feel the stretch, hopefully you get a little lower than on your first one. I think I am. Hands down, push the butt back, maybe a slight bend in the legs, up to you. Feel that hamstring stretch, engage the stomach, bring yourself back up, okay? That is a deep squat to hamstring stretch. Let's do that 4 times. Finally, let's get our brains working a little bit, get you a little bit active. Let's go for 4 of these, okay? We are gonna go, as you well know, from our high, and we drop right into our drop squat, okay? Let's do 2 of those, all right? So we're as high as we can, and drop. When we drop, hands down by the pockets, glutes are facing backwards, my shoulders are back, my stomach is in, and my head is neutral. Essentially, I'm in a very, very much of a ready position, in terms of anything physical that I'm gonna do, okay? Now, let's move on. I want to do 3 drop squats, and then as soon as we hit, boom, we go right to the broad jump, okay? So, it's going to be drop as fast as you can, and then explode, all right? Hopefully you have the space. I barely feel like I do, but we're going to do it anyway. Up, up, up. And drop and stick, okay? Let's go for 2 more of those. All the way up. High, and drop, and jump. Good. Last one. I'm not even going to say the jump. Up, 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 and jump. Very nice, guys. Good stuff. And, feel free to pause this wherever, okay? If you're a little unsure of something, listen to it again, watch it, do what you need to do. It's your video. All right. We are on to our strength block, which is going to consist of 3 exercises. We're going to add in an isometric element to all of them, and then we have 1 corrective exercise, okay? First exercise is going to be a 3-point iso press, okay? Probably a lot of you are going to have to do this on your knees, which is perfectly fine. But what I want you to do, you're going to hold 3, 2, 1. Halfway. 3, 2, 1. Down to the ground. 3, 2, 1. And we're up. We're going to do that 5 times. Okay? Just so you can see it again. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and 2. That was my second rep, okay? So you're going to do 5 of those. As soon as you're finished with that, you're going to flip right over, and we're going to go right into something that I just showed you during our pillar prep. It's going to be our one-legged glute bridge. Bring yourself down to the floor. Hopefully you have something to time yourself with, a phone, stopwatch, whatever. Heel goes to the ground. My toe is up. My body is flat, hands on the hips. Bringing yourself up to full extension. Belly button in. Leg is low, leg is straight, not touching the ground. And you are going to hold for 30 seconds. That's why you need a stopwatch. As soon as you're finished, bring yourself down, bring the other leg in, go through those same fundamentals, and up. Another 30 seconds. Okay? You should feel tightness within your glutes and your belly button. Your pillar should be engaged the whole time. 30 seconds isn't a short amount of time, so something that you probably want to do while you're up in that position, you want to make sure that your pelvis isn't dipping from side to side. Make sure that you are nice and flat the entire time. You're not using any resistance except for the weight of your leg, okay? So again, bringing yourself up into that glute pillar bridge, leg is extended, holding for 30, switch, 30 on the other side, okay? Last corrective exercise, you've done this one before. Bringing yourself to the ground. Stomach is in, arms are down by my sides, just like this, elbows into the rib cage. You are going to slide those arms all the way up to a full shoulder press position, trying to keep as much surface area of your body on the ground as possible, and then bring it back, keeping those arms against the ground. I should feel the mobility in my shoulders, and we squeeze. Like I said, guys, this is the corrective exercise, okay? This is to make sure that your shoulders are, as mobile as they should be, or at least on their way, okay? So what I would like you to do, that block, 3 to 4 sets of that, okay? Just to reiterate, 3-point iso hold push-up, 3 seconds at the top, 3 seconds in the middle, 3 seconds at the bottom, boom, you're up. Don't be afraid to do it on your knees. Then, one-legged glute pillar bridge, bringing yourself up, making sure that everything is equal, everything is stable, holding for 30 seconds. Get your stopwatch out. Then down to the ground, as flat as we can be, against the floor, and we press. All the way up, biceps cover our ears, arms back down. That's for a set of 5. 3 to 4 sets of all of that, okay? Good luck, and probably want to pause. We still have an ESD element, but you want to get this finished first, okay? Good luck. Finally, we have thank goodness. Finally, we have our ESD, which, especially in these times, it's probably a good idea when you're doing your ESD at home to get yourself a stopwatch, okay? We're going back to our plank running, but today it's going to be red zone. That means short bursts, long rest, but as hard as you can possibly go. 100%, that's what you're doing. So, to our plank runs, aka mountain climbers. Once again, stomach is in, body is flat, shoulders are back. Sometimes starting with the knee up like this puts me in a good position. And we count down 3, 2, and we begin. Back stays flat, stomach is in, legs are equal. So, you're going to do that for as hard as you can for 10 seconds. Might not seem like much, believe me. By the end, it will. 10 seconds on, 50 seconds off. We're working with 1-minute increments. Let's do 12 sets. Let's see if you can do it. Good luck, guys, and enjoy. And don't forget, you can pose questions to our team's page. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.